Hi guys, my name is Rebecca Iniwa and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm actually reviewing the movie Anikulapo. So this movie is actually a Yoruba Asian story. So it's actually available on Netflix in Yoruba and also in English. I am not a Nigerian, so I actually watch mine in English. So if you're not in Nigeria or not a Nigerian or you do not understand Yoruba, it's actually available in English as well on Netflix. So Anikulapo actually means he who holds death in his pouch. So it's actually about a story of greed, betrayal. For me personally, I think it's a story about greed, betrayal, and I do not want to, I don't know how to review this movie without giving a lot out, but I'm still going to try because I would really love you to actually check out this movie Anikulapo on Netflix. So this story basically is about a man named Saro. So Saro from Bogon, he's from a village called Bogon, traveled miles to get to the village of Oyo, seeking for greener pastures. So he got to the village of Oyo, and then a woman, an older businesswoman, took him under her wings. And then also in the other hand, the king of from Oyo village. Guys, it's just going to be a lot, but forgive me, pardon me, all right, so let's get to it. So the king of Oyo has 4 wives. So the main focus is going to be on his last wife, youngest wife, called Arolake. So Arolake had been married to the king at a younger age. She has no child for the king, and obviously the other wives, were 2 wives to be precise, did not really like Arolake. They always find a way to pick up fights with her because they feel the king favors her more than he does them. So they did not like Arolake. They will always insult her that she's barren and all that. So that is that. So the businesswoman who took Saro under her wings, Saro is actually an Ashofi weaver from Bogon before he came to Oyo. So this woman decided to offer Saro a job or work in her business. And then of course the woman became Saro's sugar mommy, if you know what I mean. So this woman decided to get Saro a place for him to start his Ashofi weaving business. And then fast forward, he actually got a contract through this particular sugar mommy to actually weave Ashofi for the queens in the palace. Fast forward, he came to the palace, he met Arolake. Some things leads to another. They liked each other and then they started having an affair. So on the other hand, the other queen, that's one of the elder queen's daughter, that's a princess, also took a liking in Saro when he came to the palace that particular day. So the affair was going on, and then Arolake suggested they elope from the village. That she did not love the king. She got married to the king at a younger age. So she is actually in love with Saro, so they should elope. And then Saro agreed. That particular day they were having that discussion, the princess who took liking to Saro actually came to the house and then listened to their conversation and then eloped to her mother to actually report this particular incident. So Arolake got to the palace, picked her things, and then headed over to where they decided to meet. But unfortunately for Saro, the king noticed he was having an affair with his youngest wife. So he sent the guards, that's the palace guard, to arrest Saro. So Arolake saw this and then she decided to hide. Saro was actually lynched to death, and then Arolake was in hiding, and then she watched everything that was going on. Saro basically was lynched to death because it was an abomination to touch that belongs to the king, basically. So fast forward, he was late, he was lying there, and then Arolake actually came to Saro. And then, I mean, before she realized something was coming, so she decided to hide. And lo and behold, there was a bird who has power to resurrect. So this bird came, resurrect Saro, and then left something. And then Arolake quickly picked that the bird, left behind, and then she decided to hide that. Saro was actually resurrected to life by this mystery bird, which we'll talk about. Mystery bird. And then of course they actually travel miles, they actually travel days, weeks, months to probably locate a village to start all over again. So in their journey, they actually came across a hunter that, of course, obviously they talked to, and then this hunter decided to give them shelter for the night because there are slave traders around that could, if they proceed to travel on their journey at that time, they might be captured for slavery. So he decided to help them, give them a place to sleep, and then the following morning they can continue their journey. So fast forward, they actually followed the hunter to their village called, I actually have my notepad here, so let me just refer to it. That is the second village, called Ojumo village. I don't know, but that is the name. So Ojumo village. So immediately the hunter actually asked them it's okay if they actually come to his house and then stay for a while. So immediately they got to the hunter's home, they heard crying, people were gathered. Apparently the only son of this hunter died, so there were people in the house gathered mourning. So when that was going on, that was where Arolake, mind you, did not mention this to Saro. True, there are so many miles, so many weeks to travel. So Arolake decided, okay, this is hard, guys, but let's get to it. So Arolake decided to tell Saro about this mystery bird that actually left this, that resurrected Saro, that actually left this. So she believed this could help resurrect the hunter's son. Saro at the beginning, or initially, was a bit hesitant because he was a bit scared, but Arolake was able to convince him, and then lo and behold, Saro used this particular charm, and the son of this hunter actually was resurrected from death. Of course, the villagers were so surprised. They started praising Saro, and then that was where they decided to call him Anikulapo, he who holds death in his pouch. So obviously the word spread and got to the palace of Ojumo village. The king, words got to the king, and then of course the hunter too was very excited that Saro was able to resurrect his only son that had died at that time. So a meal was prepared. They were enjoying themselves when the guards from the king's palace came to summon Saro to the king's palace. So he fast forward, he got to the king's palace, and they were actually surprised when he was actually heading there. A lot of the villagers were following him, praising him, Anikulapo, Anikulapo. And then he got to the village, and then the king actually invited him to stay over in the village. They got Saro and Arolake a place to live, and basically that became his livelihood, what he does for a living, resurrecting dead people. So in this, I actually took notice of one scene that I thought was very funny, and then I thought it was actually a nice addition to the whole storyline. So he actually continued resurrecting a lot of people, and then finally he actually went to resurrect an old woman. And when the old woman was resurrected, she said, it was like, who sent you? Why don't you leave me to rest in peace? That particular scene I thought was really funny because she felt she was old. I mean, her time on earth is over. So why would you resurrect me, Anikulapo or Saro, to be precise? So that being said, that is basically what he does. So as time goes by, Saro actually started becoming arrogant. He has no respect for his wife now, Arolake. He actually got their maid pregnant and then later on got married another wife, so making 3. At that time, Arolake still was not able to conceive. So obviously the other wives will always insult her. And then Saro paid no heed to this. He became arrogant. He became so proud. He respects nobody. He does what he feel like doing because he felt he possesses a power that nobody else possesses. So fast forward, he started treating Arolake badly, and then she actually wasn't comfortable with the treatment anymore, because in the king's palace back in Oyo, she was treated as a queen that she is. So now following this month to this point, you know, through thick and thin, and now everything is good for them, he started treating her badly. So this story is basically about greed, hurtfulness, and then also ungratefulness. Let me put it in my own way, betrayal as well. So fast forward, the king of Ojomo village, only son, heir apparent to his throne, actually died. So they invited Anikulapo, that's Saro, to the palace to be able to resurrect the prince, since he almost resurrect anybody that dies in the village. So Saro actually suggested that before he will resurrect the prince, he wants the king to give the princess to him to marry before he will resurrect the prince, which of course the king and his chiefs were surprised at. The arrogance of Saro became overbearing. Actually, to think that these people actually took you in, and arrogant Saro became. So fast forward, of course, the king and then the chiefs had no options, so they would have to consent to the fact that Saro would have to marry the princess before he resurrects his son, or they've accepted to give the princess to him once Saro actually resurrects the prince. So back home, Arolake realized that, Saro has grown arrogant, does not love her anymore. And then I think before he even, prior to when he went to the palace, they had a confrontation, and then Saro slapped Arolake. So obviously at the time he was in the palace, Arolake decided to leave. She packed her things and left. So Saro came back from the palace and then noticed Arolake wasn't around. He asked the other wives, and obviously they did not actually, they were like, she left, and then that was that. So the king actually accepted to give the princess to Saro to marry. So they've actually agreed. Saro decided to go back to the palace and help or resurrect the prince. When he got to the palace, lo and behold, he tried countless times to actually resurrect the prince, but to no avail. So they realized that perhaps Saro does not have the power to resurrect the prince anymore, and then the demand he made actually drove the king to ask his people to kill Saro. So fast forward, Saro was found dead, and then this mystery bird actually showed up again and then resurrected Saro. That was where the movie ended. So I think I personally love the storyline, so I'm actually going to state what I did like and what I did not like. What I did not like are not so many, because I love the movie. The cinematography was really great, on point. I personally love the movie, and I'll watch it again. I'll recommend you go watch it on Netflix. It's that movie of quality that scream Yoruba culture. So yes, I loved it personally. What I did not actually, I thought would have been nicer was at least them showing us what happened to Arolake. When Arolake packed her things and left their village or her husband's home, that's Saro, we did not actually see what happened to her. Okay, I wish the storyline would have been extended, or perhaps they will come with Anikulapo too, I don't know. But I feel where the story ended, there could have been more. So back to what I personally picked, or personal picks from this movie, is actually greed, betrayal. So let me know what you think, because for me personally, I think Saro actually, you know, disappointed or betrayed Arolake. Honestly, that is what my take to what I saw. So let me know, do you think the other way around? Let me know in the comment section, or better still, go and watch and let's have a conversation about this in the comment section. I love the movie. I wished it did not end how it did. I wish that wasn't the last scene. I wish they would have shown what happened to Arolake after she let Saro. But as I said, maybe they're actually planning on coming up with a part 2 of this movie, which personally I would love, because I felt the story didn't actually end there. But if they did not come with the part 2, it's still a great movie. Kunle Afolayo, I think he did justice to this movie. And yeah, this is where I'm going to draw the curtains on this review. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and I would entreat you to go and watch this movie at your free time. Enjoy this movie with your family at your spare time. Mind you, there were some scenes in the movie that I felt was not necessary, like the nudity of Arolake and then Saro. At that particular point, I didn't think it was really needed, because the story was actually without that nudity. I still loved it, but they actually chose to include this part. So family, if you're watching, just be aware that you do not allow your kids to watch it, but enjoy it. Feel free and enjoy this movie, and come back and then let me know in the comment section what you think in general about this movie. So I'm a Ghanaian, I'm not a Nigerian, but I'm a lover of Nigerian movies. So on this channel, I'm actually going to be doing more of that. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to grow out here. Support a sister to grow, okay? Support a sister to grow. So I'll draw the curtains on this one. I know I said this earlier on, but this is where I'm going to be ending this particular video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and do go to Netflix and check out this movie.